December 5, 2024 update from 2 weeks ago. Denver mayor criticized by Colorado politics for Denverites news by Marcus Giavanni, DenAI. When you understand voice indexing and generative AI and supervised and manual, when you think about all this information, 98% of those that are talking about AI, especially out of this guy's pie hole right here, bam, Mike Johnston, he's an attorney, folks. He has to follow law. And when he came out and said he's going to defy, he's becoming an insurrectionist. Just what they accuse Trump. See, it's okay for them to do it, just nobody else in the United States or outside the world. And this is where their mouths, especially Mike Johnson, he's going to take down single-handedly. Kamala Harris and Tim Walz took it down federally. Now, what's going to happen is Mike Johnston bypassed all the states and went right to the mayor and the counties. Since we're consolidated, he counts as a city and a county mayor. That's a lot of authority when it comes to trumping out his competitors that are trying to make our streets better. And when you think about like CNN, right? Warner Brothers Discovery Company, and they had almost their whole entire roster. Even what's his name, the guy nobody knows, who can't even ride a scooter. He's a coffee salesman now. Thought he could write and get Biden out of the way. They haven't even felt that yet. These people think they're so fucking smart that they are more intelligent than artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence has been around since 1955, and maybe even sooner. Depends on who you speak to. I know what my dad did he was a reliability engineer. He was in the Air Force. He was a staff sergeant, Korean War, from Brooklyn, New York, family of 13 people. He had a family of 9. I was one of the 3 little Indians. And it's funny because I hear people talk about saving indigenous people, certain white people, and mostly white people. And it's just something they use as a crutch to gain sympathy, and they have no intention to fix anything. And that's what Mike Johnson is. And you scroll down and you think about his controversial mayor, The False Martyr, Mike Johnston, by Marcus Giovanni. A President 2024 Colorado Politics, Denverites News. There's the website. So when an attorney like Mike Johnson, he's an attorney. Every attorney that heard him do that knows that he's an attorney, there's a lot of people that don't know he's an attorney, felt like they got kicked in the balls. They took that whole legal authority and he put digital caca all over it with his face and his mouth open, like, he tries to be like he thinks he's a model. And I hear that when he looks at his picture, he gets all googly girly like, oh, look at me, look at my jacket, look at my beat up boots. And he is a martyr. And what people don't understand is that we can do advanced algorithms for the city's HR department and realize this guy can't do what he says he can do. And he's stealing my content. Because when he ran for mayor, he didn't even talk about AI. No, see, what they did is they thought they'd wait until after the election. This is how corrupt they are. This is Mike Johnston. This is the doo-doo, the shit that Mike Johnston put all over the city and county in Denver. And then the Supreme Court, Judge Hood, he smeared Colorado's doo-doo all over. And people, when they say, oh, Denver's opened up one of the best Mexican restaurants in America, that's I mean, I worked for Woody's Macayo in Phoenix and Vegas when I was little. And they make some good food, man. And and you ask the average person about a burrito, and they just think it's a taco but wrapped around floured tortilla. So the different ways of cooking food, there's many restaurants that have different styles. But when their media comes out and tells you Denver's got the best, That's just them saying. It was like in the 80s when we used to go put flyers on cars and we'd be the number one band, the number one metal band. And there were other bands that put number one metal band. And so that's how the Battle of the Bands came about. But now we live in a simulated world of bullshit where the suits think they run the country. And yet now the citizens, the young ones, the ones that were scolded by Obama, man, my buddies heard that. They were like, man, that dude doesn't pay my bills. You ever see the movie Bronx Tale? Yep. Well, Mickey Mantle ain't going to pay my bills. So it's amazing. See, the thing about black men is that my friends and I'm Central American, West Nigerian. I'm just the albino of the group, but that's my DNA. So it says a lot about when you look up the people. Yoruba, I call Yoruba, but it's not that way, and I don't want to insult anybody, but that's why I'm only a small percentage of that in my DNA, but it's the strong part. It's the god of technology, Ogon. Look it up, folks. See, we've moved so fast and put influencers and all these people that are all tied together among other people who are all making money, and they're going to make money, all right, and they're making money, but they're all going to wake up one day, and then they're going to be some will be completely eliminated off the internet. You won't even be able to, wherever you go to register, even if you do a false name and all this other sneaky shit, AI already knows. OAIOU. And so when you think about the voice latent print and everything that Mike Johnson's doing, and we're going to go back to how you can read my digital tea leaves. Mayor, the false martyr, Mike Johnston. See, he's playing martyr because what happened is he backpedaled that with using Denver police to break federal law. That wasn't going to happen. There's no way that chief of police would have allowed his people to break law like that and go to prison, and that's federal time. So when you're looking at trying to see, they're bullies, and it don't work no more. Josh Shapiro and all these other guys, whoever was on the conversation of Hitler, supremacists, white supremacy, Project 25. A lot of these people didn't even read Project 25, folks. It's conservative. It's the difference between what I would say IoT and dark web. Dark web being the most dangerous, filthy, stinky fucking place in the metaverse. But the good news is you shut it all down and you're home with your family and you're safe, somewhat safe. But you always got to be diligent. You always gotta keep your eyes open. You always got to be communicado with your neighbors. And I'm talking streets down the road, man. Getting everybody's cameras all dialed in at the right stuff. This is some cool stuff. CivilCityPatrol.com. We're launching I'm building the website. But I founded it, but I'm just do the web stuff. And DeepMind. And so this is we're going to do executive extraction teams where if there's chaos, we go in and save executives with our security. And our security is tied in with Homeland Security so that they know real time everything that's going on through our eyes. Because if you don't, then you can be, some of these security companies that are starting to happen now, man. So when the dog wags his tail one way, the mouth is moving the other way. And with Mike Johnston, he's a big dog. He thinks he's a big dog. An attorney coming out telling Denver residents to break federal law. Federal law trumps it. No matter what Scalia says in his ruling of what he wrote about that not being true, but he's talking about citizens. See, he didn't talk about, well, we're only talking about the citizens of Denver, or excuse me, the citizens of the United States of America. Not the illegals. See, they're trying to make the illegals to where they have more authority than the fucking citizens. How fucking stupid is that? And if you're anything IT in Holland, and just say Russia, and when China, all these places, they're looking at these people going, man, America, you're dealing with some stupid fucking people. And I'm talking stupid. I've been indexing these people since 2016. When Trump came down that escalator, I was doing it before. I'm just talking politics. Because in Denver, I've been indexing them since 2007. I've been indexing since 2006, but the things that I do all match on dates and calendar. Like all the domain names we own, you look at the dates, they all coincide with other stories that we have. It's brilliant, called label harvesting, and anybody can do it. If you did it now, you'd have 18 years to catch up to me, but I'd be 18 years further ahead of you, like I am with Mike Johnston. Mike Johnston come out and said, oh, he got some AI curious cram bag, and stated that he's AI savvy. So when you say he's AI savvy, what happens is supervised Gen A goes, wait a minute, this guy Mike Johnston that this source just said was AI savvy, we can't find any savviness in this guy. He never talked about it any time during his campaign. He mentioned a few little things just to get people wet, if you will. And then he waited till after the election, and then they waited a long time after the election. And they're doing things based off dates. So when they did their September 2023 DenAI, I own AI Denver Mayor. Every freaking letter in that domain name I own. So when they came and put DenAI, that's them trying to linguistic twist my content. And even if they didn't do it on purpose, but they did. Because this is why you see the content. And it all starts with the city and county of Denver and how they're manipulating all the different ways of the city and county of Denver, and so that everything comes up government. Nothing comes up in the businesses. That's changing. And no matter what they try to write and what they try to do, put restaurants and movies and start indexing all these people so that they gain everything. And the citizens gain nothing. They take all of your ideas. Ian Tafoya, garbage bag. He exactly what he is. He picks up exactly what he is. He was on my radio show and he took all my ideas and started, oh man, I'm going to run for Anyway, so I know Gen AI. I did my job, something that these cats don't know. And Mike Johnston's worse than Mike Hancock and Hickenlooper combined. All those content, everything that they've said have now been digitized. Mike Hancock's got global Hancock, like he's gonna be a person that worked with people that made millions of dollars while he was in office. And see, everybody needs to make millions of dollars. But see, Mike Johnston and Mike Hancock and Hickenlooper, they've all been indexed for a very long time. And you think, well, nothing happened yet. That's because AI has to wait for everybody to come out of the closet. And people are coming out of the closet every day new. And it's a large amount of people. And when you learn what the election said to all those young cats that said, I'm not going to vote, my vote won't count. Okay? Well, somebody's vote count because Trump was elected in a landslide. And so that's why everybody hates him. That's why CNN and Warner Brothers and all their people are still stuck on stupid. And what's going to happen, folks, this is going to be the sad thing for all those people. And I'm not a financial guy. I'm just telling you, based off generative AI and what I know, the financial disaster that's coming is going to be all of them combined, but on a digital scale. And it's going to be these little mom and pops, these little people that got all their ideas stolen and are going to be the ones there harvesting the the people that are just so got tired of being bullshitted to. Mike Johnston, the reason why he did this stuff was so that because they walked it back. Oh, well, he didn't really mean it. Then why'd he say it? Well, because he's running for governor, but nobody knows this. We all know it. Stop fucking lying, man. And he wants to be able to put in his ads that Mike Johnson was the only one that stood up. The rest of the 63 counties in Colorado, we have 64, they don't want this shit. No matter what they try to do, they don't want it. They got a lot of people that don't speak English trying to work in restaurants. Are you fucking stupid? When I go into a McDonald's and I got a person, or I go into a Walmart and I'm talking to a person that can't speak no English, what the fuck? And that's Walmart over here off of Hamden. I couldn't find anybody that spoke English in that place. And the ones that could are all in meetings. So but see, this is what they are going to reap for their rewards. When people when they don't go shop at Walmart, they go somewhere else. But see, AI is going to make it this way. Like Kelly Bro, like this right here, where the runoff. Look at those two faces right there. Kelly Bro and her tilted head. She's always tilting her head like she's talking to a bunch of preschoolers. And Mike Johnson acts like he's still in high school with his open mouth selfies all the time. Like, dude, close your mouth. You got an ugly mouth, dude. God, him and seeing all this means something. And when you understand their deceptions behind their smiles, I took Kelly Bro out of the race because I wrote content about her that wasn't but see, my content, the way they did it, oh, nobody's even looking at it. And if they say that out loud while they're all looking at the computer, it all gets indexed because they're conspiring to continue to bullshit Colorado. And so we needed Mike Johnston. See, Denver didn't really want a mayor that was an attorney, and that would ask Lisa Calderon, the woman that said, oh, hey, she works for a new 501c, and she did a poll, and they said that Denver's poll said Denver's ready for a woman. A woman that's DEI, not merit or ability driven or experiences. And this is why you look at our city council. Google search their names. Guarantee you. And if you use some Google operators to create some really cool advanced algorithms, you'll find out that they probably couldn't get a job at being a manager at McDonald's. But see, we're so stupefied as voters, and I've been indexing them, like I said, for the last 4 elections. And it was settled in Andrew Luxon, a very dangerous frickin' judge, just like Judge Hoods is a very dangerous guy. And I don't want to get too much into it, but he knows. He knows what's up. And see why they all point their fingers, oh, well, no, look, this is what he did. They've been doing that to me my whole fucking life. And they tried to take my kids away like they took my twin daughters away from me. All off things that someone made up. Oh, but he was so convincing. Yeah, well, when it's the FBI, you can't get any higher than that when they start accusing you. But ours was field agents. And look where we are now. It got all the way up to the top brass. So when Special Agent Hunt in Phoenix, the leader of that office, came out of a room talking to these guys, scratching his head, and then I go to him saying, man, you look very important. He goes, yeah, man, just none of this stuff's making sense. Yeah, that's because Keith Tolhurst and all your buddies all lied to you and had you go in front of everybody and just destroy my life, my children's life, from not having a dad. And the dad they got, you know, it's dumbfounding. Like from now on, when I meet a girl, number one, if you're a dancer, boom. And I'm old, and I still get those girls coming up to me. Anyway, so, you know, one of my kids' mom was a madam, and they all tried to. Oh God, one of the biggest madams in Chandler. But I didn't want to go and, see the kids find out that, and this is it. They all everything they know about me and everything they try to put on me. And I look at the backstory. I look at the people. I think about the people I couldn't help. I think about the people I couldn't help. Especially my friends that all OD'd. And I watch them talk to counselors that have never done drugs, but yet they read in a book what being high is. Fucking stupid. That's like going and riding the most awesome roller coaster in the world. So who's gonna beat it? The guy that didn't ride the roller coaster telling the story because he's on a big syndicate thing, or the guy that was actually there, filmed it on his phone, uploaded it to Google, and now he's a YouTuber. When you start using Google videos, there's cloud services, there's all kinds of things that you should do both. You limit your social channels. But see, Mike Johnston bloviated everything. Insurrectionist by Marcus Giovanni. I'm never insurrectionist anybody. Anyways, so here it is. Mike Johnston, Governor 2006. No by Marcus. When Marcus speaks, Marcus moves mountains. And that's where the whole conversation is, that he was going to tell everybody, but he's not going to be he's going to be, if he continues to do what he's doing, he's going to be X-made, be recalled. And then his license is going to be pulled as a mayor. And then he's going to have to move back to Aspen or back to Oklahoma where he was born. Even his content on the city government side. Oh, Mike Johnson spent his entire life fighting for Denver. How the fuck has that happened when he was born in Oklahoma City? And then they moved to Aspen. Then they moved back to Oklahoma City. When you follow the trails of real estate based on his dad's name, wow. And that's what AI does. So if you can find it manually, AI does it supervised. And that's what you're seeing right here. I'm telling the citizens of Denver what's up with our piece of mayor. The plagiarizer, the guy, the AI savvy, all of his AI curious people, and all these people that have no business talking about it. But what happens is it's free speech. And until those two paths are on, then you're going to get the dark web and IoT content together. And so you have to know how to read the tea leaves. These are all blocks. My content is not made to be clicked on. My content is made to see where you're seeing right now for HR departments, for private investigators, law enforcement, and other curious people that want to know how to manage their metaverse by using apparatuses, smart devices to upload and to store their videos, their emails, their text messages. And see, text messages, people think you can just go on a secret account and send threatening communications and you can't be caught. That's because those law enforcement don't know how to do it. And they don't bring in any outside source, so you get the same people committing the same crimes over and over and over and over and over again. So all of my work is based off people being accused of things they didn't commit. And I got really good at it when they have a thing called Safe to Tell. It's a narc website for kids to turn in other kids for whatever reason they think they need to do. And see, I was a single dad. See, Mom bailed in 2011, and they took my driver's license away. That's the power of health and Denver Human Services. Denver Health is good. They're just jaded, underpaid, jaded. You can't tell who the doctor is and who the nurse is. So you walk in there, they just start talking to you unless you ask, well, who the fuck are you? You don't your badge is turned the other way. Oh, I'm a nurse practitioner. What does that mean? It's just another way for healthcare people to get cheaper help for your health. Oh, well, she's a nurse. She knows more than a doctor does. That's why they're nurses. Without the nurse, the doctors would be nothing. Well, see, all this jabber, all this jargon, all this bullshit. AI's had enough. If citizens think they've had enough, AI's had enough. But it has patience, and it has to filter out all these identifiers, all these individuals, by using what? Their voice latent parent, GPS, cell phone tower ping, all that, and it's all triangulated to go in to search the public domain of any content that is relevant to what they talk about. And when there's no relevancy, because Mike Johnston just now started talking, they just now got a group of people that are all washed up people. Former this guy, former that guy, nobody current. Think about it. And when you think about the people that he had on there, more corruption. All the identifiers are there. And it's just amazing how coincidence is everything. We live in a more coincidental world than we do a factual world. But the facts is coincidence. But law enforcement don't think coincidence is, oh, well, where there's smoke, there's fire. If he was there, they had to do it. Well, you know what I mean? But those days are over. Those speculative, personal, sub-bias views from law enforcement are over. They're going to keep letting them do it, but if you're a good HR person, you could go do, and then take those reports, manually scan them, get the content written off them, and then do some whoop-de-woo, and you'll find out. There's a pattern that law enforcement and other people of authority use going after people they don't like. And it was weaponizing. I've been weaponized by this city and county of Denver ever since. I mean, they even quoted a letter of me running for mayor and how they took my driver's license away when I ran for mayor. See, they don't ever go to court because they got to find a judge like Andrew Luxon or Judge Hood. He's gone. He went up to the Supreme Court, and you've seen what happened. They got spanked. That right there, that's going to be a 10 to maybe 15-year. It's so numb right now that they don't feel the pain. But Judge Hood was the wrong choice for that position. And I know personally because he was my judge. Isn't that weird how this stuff works? So you got to be prepared to battle. And Mike Johnston, I think you're just a blowhole. You're a coward. You think you know everything about everything, and you should resign. But that's okay because the people are going to make you resign. You're not going to be governor, okay? You know who has the best chance right now? The Attorney General of Colorado. Right now, there's no Republican governor right now. Girl, I've sent them emails. They're ignorant people, man. If they can't steal it from you, and that's what, I think about Donald Trump, and I think about a lot of the stuff that he's used, and people sending him information, and how that's business. That's what he does. He'll steal anything as well, and it shows up in the algorithms, and it's just a matter of time before it all collapses, because the foundation, the code that all of their content was based on other people. And so certain people, you could tell, here's the ingredients. You can have the ingredients for the best peanut butter cookies in the world. But I know people that'll fuck that up. And they all use the same thing. God, it tastes terrible. And the worst, what did you do? I don't know. I added everything that the directions said. Okay, so this is Mike Johnston's future. He's a martyr, false martyr. And he thinks he's going to defy the 2024 president. And CNN are going to still talking about Hitler and still talking about, these people are like Stalin, all that shit. I'm telling you, young people that look this shit up because they weren't taught it in school, they're the ones that voted. They're like, fuck that, man. You're not putting me. I'm not going to war. They come over here in America, hands down. I'm defending it. But I'm not going to go kill someone on their land and kill me and then have my mom and dad bury me and tell me how great I was because I went and risked my life where I shouldn't even have gone. Think about the people that stormed Iwo Jima, World War III, where like 5,000 kids died. 5,000. See, and that's what Gen Z said. Look, you wipe out everybody that's 38 and under right now. That would include Mark Zuckerberg, maybe. I don't know. Is he older than that now? So think about Mark Zuckerberg. He's an atheist. Do you think he prayed to God or Jesus or to Buddha or to Allah to help him make his company? No. He did it off merit and ability. The only problem is he's never really lived life. Traveled, never opened nightclubs, never, tried to do a blue belt takeover of MMA, and everybody knew it, which was a slap in the face to all the black belts. I'm a black belt, but I'm not practicing. Anyways. I was really good at kicks. I never really showed too many people that, because when you show people what you can do, then they can counter you. If you don't show anybody what you can do, they can't counter you. I'm showing him what he's already done, because when he came out and said DenAI, this is, Mike Johnston, Colorado governor, 2026. It's all written. It's all in the spiel. See here where it says Giavanni lost the general election? That was in 2004. And what happened is I sued the city. I sued Paul Lopez, and then the city attorney took it over. Did you know that our city attorney and most of the department heads they're not even citizens of Denver? Our city attorney, they couldn't find anybody. Carrie Tipper. And it's hard to talk about her because I've seen pictures of her and her dad, and the story of her dad being a war hero, which doesn't make her a war hero, okay? Just because you're the daughter of, but that's how it works. That's how people are able to spin bullshit. And, but... So my son's in the military and elite, and so I get it, and it was hard, but she's not a citizen of Denver, so this is their MO. So the city attorney has a city attorney who lives in Lakewood, unless she's moved recently, but still Lakewood. So how does a non-citizen of Denver control the citizens of Denver? Just like they passed a law so that non-citizen police, all these guys that are waiting on line to be firemen and all that, now they're going to get passed up by the illegals because that's the law that they passed because they got to have jobs. So we're going to look at our firemen with, they're going to take the American flag off because they're not citizens. They're going to turn us into third world first responders, where people go in and steal everything before the firemen and police get there. So when there's a fire, they go in and steal everything around it, and then they call the police, and then they come in and put the shell out, and yet everything in the place are all gone. That's third world thinking. See, and a lot of the people that all of them, Hancock, Hickenlooper talking about homelessness, and now he's a senator, and when you index his word, which is all indexed. These are what the new identifiers of those that are doing observing indexing and those that analyze the work. Whole different level. We're not even at that level. They can't even comprehend it. I know, I've been knocking on their doors for a many long time, and none of them were smart enough. What they did is fuck him. Fuck you, indigenous bitch. Yeah, we're going to take your kids. We're going to take your driver's license. Fuck you. You know what I say? Go ahead. How's that turn out for you? Because here it is, folks. All their back conversations, all their manipulation, and they don't tell you, oh, yeah, oh, he's a write-in candidate. They just make it like I'm just a write-in candidate. Well, here's the truth of write-in candidates. That's the last ditch effort for people that know about voting to put down what they want. Put it down. But see, they've been disenfranchised. They've been delusionalized. That's why they have write-in, so people can rebel and go, you know what, Mickey Mouse, mother. So it now Gen AI is going to clean it up, so that our kids will have a beautiful metaverse where there'll be kind words. They don't have, if you talk racism, you're going to get racism, just the way it is. I don't see any racism. All my black friends, and I got a lot, they bitch in cars, beautiful women. What do you think? Well, in order to be treated by a racist, you got to go into areas where there's racism, and so we got a little green book that tells us where not to go. And they create their own stuff, just like Latinos. Latinos have a lot of TV stations compared to what blacks have done. They don't even have a black language, right? I mean, this is where Latinos are original because they use their language. They build their stuff off Spanish. So blacks and whites and Asians, you don't have very many Asian TV, but it's coming because that's how we're divided. We're going to be divided, and then those people that have those medias, do you think they're going to be able to manipulate the people like they've been doing? And it's not going to happen. What happens is that it's called nanopower, and what nanopower does is, like when Mike Johnston speaks about artificial intelligence, when he didn't speak for it about, and when he speaks about people that are vibrant, we're going to make a vibrant Denver. Well, Google search vibrant. He's not vibrant. He steals people's content that are vibrant, that have made a choice that nobody would listen to because they all control it. The media, 9 News, CNBC, all of them. And see, that's where one day, and the good news is you can change. Represent everybody. Represent everybody. Get all the money. But we're all stuck on having our kids fed fentanyl and all those drugs on the streets, and then we have the commercials that America and New Zealand are the only countries in the world that allow doctors to prescribe medicines, and they have the highest drug problems in the world. How does that work? And forget about getting any type of, when was the last time we cure anything? You can't cure anything, not in this industry, because there's no money in it. So you've got board members and board of directors that dictate the cash flow of what's needed to make them numbers. After that, nothing else matters. It's just a simulation. So we haven't, you find, they say they cure kids' cancer. What happens to all those doctors? What if they cured MS, muscular dystrophy? They get so close. So you wouldn't be able to sell all the wheelchairs. You wouldn't be able to sell all the other equipment. It's a billion-dollar industry. And a cure is like the worst thing for those people. So this is why we are intimate failures, folks, when you look at the big picture. And there's other countries that are living the dream of what America used to be. They've realized that, look, we're all in this together. Let's just do what we got to do. Let's let AI pick our teams. Ooh, mercy. If I could do that, I put some pretty powerful teams together, folks, using AI. Unbelievable. But, and this thing with Donald Trump and everything, he's only 4 years, folks. And the way the track record for the Republicans and how they bloviate, and they are the only ones that voted for Republicans, they'll get theirs too. They'll get theirs too. And eventually the voters will get it right. They're realizing they sent a message that they are the HR department for the elections. And that the older people are fucking their lives up when you're 18, 28, and 38. Because when you're 38 and you get to 68 and you didn't do anything over those 30 years, you're fine. So it's common sense. That's the whole thing about AI. Common sense. What to say. Gary Marcus, another example. He thinks he's going to linguistic twist things that over AI, and it's not going to happen. There's some really cool things happening with artificial intelligence. It's going to save lives. You know, we could fix the streets and get people to not. I mean, right now, folks, you got things where you can breathalyzer. You can put one of those breathalyzer that you blow into. Oh, blow hard. Look, I can smell breath on your alcohol in your breath. When you get to that point, you already know, unless you just had a cocktail. But if you're talking and slurring, you're drinking. There's some people that don't even get red eyes. Isn't that amazing? Anyways, I guess I'm done here, folks, but I'm just showing you the controversy that Mike Johnson has caused for himself as an attorney. Being defiant, calling in the Denver police to, to do what? Fight and battle. What their SWAT team's going to fight, are going to battle the Federal Bureau's SWAT team? Are we going to have a Waco all over again? See, most people don't remember Waco, Texas. And that failure FBI lady. Remember her? Whatever happened to Louis Freeh? See, when you think about all these people, when you think about the FBI and J. Edgar Hoover, it's time for change the names of the buildings, start changing. Nothing's forever. Like Pena coming out and giving praise to Mike Johnston and to Mike Hancock when I can show them algorithms, but they wouldn't understand because they haven't raised their knowledge. They haven't changed their learning curve, for one, and their knowledge bar, there is none. They can't even jump over a 2-foot wire without tripping on their asses. And this is their voices. It's all identified. Like if HR department of the city, county of Denver, the government came to me and said, hey, can you do a thing on the Denver mayor criticized by Colorado politics? See, we're the first ones. But I didn't put any of the content down yet because I let everybody else talk because I can see the conversations and then I come in and I do my thing. And so when you think about being Mike Johnston, mayor of Denver, insurrectionist, that's what they accused Trump of doing. And when you got spending $2 billion like Kamala Harris did, she scared the fuck out of a lot of people, man. Same with Tim Walz and his frown. When you see him pointing, it was all staged. And they got the curtain drawn on them. They're lucky they didn't get tomatoes thrown on them. But so here's where I'm going with this. Now, the next 2 years of elections, if these people, they're in the neck, because CNN and all them are still talking smack, which they're allowed to. It's a First Amendment right. But if they're saying they're a legitimate journalism news source, and yet their content is not pattern matched, because what? Content of their voices, the host, all of them, are latent prints. Go ask somebody. But see, they won't tell them because they don't want them to know. Because they don't know. And it's strange. And that's why I'm glad I'm fucking old, man. I am glad I made it to 65. I'm good. I got preconditions because I ate fucking McDonald's and Burger King and Subway and all this generic fucking food. Now I got to take all these medicines that if I stop, I'm going to fucking die. Thank you, fucking McDonald's. Thank you, all you board members and all you people that are, coming up with clowns and all this wickedness and all this. That's how you know there's a God. That's how you know that Mayor Mike Johnson's a false martyr. He's trying to be a martyr so that he can run for governor and say, Mike Johnson's the only one that stood up to the federal government. He was willing to go to jail. Though he backtracked it and he told the government, oh, we don't really mean that. Then why did you say it? Well, because I'm running for governor. And people know this, and I'm going to be governor, just like I'm mayor. Mike Johnston, pull your head out your ass. Your career's over, Boudreaux.